What if everything happening in your life is a reflection of something far greater, a code, not just in the stars above, but in the very structure of the universe itself? What if your thoughts, your struggles, your desires are not yours alone, but part of a grand cosmic pattern that has always existed, waiting for you to remember? The phrase is ancient. Whispers of it trace back to the dusty scrolls of Egypt, etched into tablets that outlived empires. As above, so below. It sounds poetical, most cryptic. But beneath those simple words lies one of the most profound spiritual truths ever known to humankind. A key, a code, a doorway between the physical and the divine. But what does it really mean? Most people stop at the surface, that the universe mirrors itself on every level, that the micro reflects the macro, that the soul reflects the stars. But this truth runs far deeper than metaphor. It's about how everything you see, feel, and experience is a direct imprint of unseen laws, hidden realms, and energetic forces operating beyond your perception. This teaching isn't just symbolic, it's functional. It's not about philosophy for philosophy's sake. It's a spiritual technology meant to align your mind, your body, and your soul with a higher order that governs everything. In this video, we'll journey into the real meaning behind "as above, so below" through the eyes of ancient mystics, Hermetic philosophers, and spiritual initiates. You'll discover how this simple phrase unlocks the architecture of reality, and more importantly, how to live in harmony with it. We'll explore its origins, decode its hidden layers, and show you how this forgotten wisdom can transform how you think, feel, create, and awaken. Because once you truly understand the "as above" principle, you'll never look at your inner world or the outer one the same way again. To understand the true power of the phrase "as above, so below," we must travel far back beyond borders, beyond religions, beyond modern thought. Its earliest surviving appearance can be found in a mysterious text known as the Emerald Tablet, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a semi-mythical figure regarded as the father of Hermetic philosophy. He was said to be a fusion of the Egyptian god Thoth, the master of wisdom and writing, and the Greek god Hermes, the messenger between worlds. The full line reads, "That which is above is like to that which is below, and that which is below is like to that which is above, to accomplish the miracles of the one thing." These weren't just words, they were encoded truths, passed in secret through mystery schools, alchemists, astrologers, and initiates over millennia. Not as poetry, but as a formula for spiritual realization. The Hermetic tradition views reality as a holographic universe, each layer mirroring another. From the movement of galaxies to the rhythm of the breath, from the rising of tides to the pulsing of thought. This principle was taught not only in Egypt, but reflected in ancient Vedic philosophy, where the microcosm and macrocosm were seen as interconnected. In the Upanishads, we read, "Yatha pinde tatha brahmande." As is the atom, so is the universe. As is the human body, so is the cosmic body. Even the Bible hints at this layered wisdom. In Matthew 6:10, a hidden echo of Hermetic law, "Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven." These weren't coincidences. They were reminders, breadcrumbs left behind by awakened minds who saw reality not as fragmented, but as unified. Yet over time, this knowledge was suppressed, diluted, or dismissed as superstition. With the rise of materialism and mechanistic science, what was once seen as sacred, the relationship between inner and outer worlds became severed. We stopped looking up to understand within. We stopped listening inward to interpret the stars. But the Hermetic axiom never faded. It survived in the whispers of alchemists, the codes of sacred geometry, and the rituals of mystics. And today, it's returning not just as an idea but as a map for those who remember that they are not separate from creation, but a reflection of it. The stars are not above you, The gods are not outside you. The universe is not out there. It is within. And the key to unlocking that universe is found in this principle. As above, so below. So, how does this ancient phrase, as above, so below, actually work? Let's begin with what it really implies. That every part of the universe is a mirror of the whole. Not just symbolically, but energetically, spiritually, and structurally. This is the principle of correspondence 1 of the 7 Hermetic laws. It teaches that patterns repeat across planes, from the spiritual to the mental, from the mental to the physical. Each level of reality influences and reflects the others. The ancients didn't separate inner and outer, heaven and earth, or body and mind the way we do today. To them, the cosmos wasn't a distant expanse of cold starset, was alive, intelligent, and interconnected. Imagine your life as a single ripple on a vast ocean. When you drop a stone into the water, the ripple doesn't just move outward, it also echoes inward, downward, and in all directions. The same happens with thought, with energy, with intention. Your internal world, your emotions, your beliefs, your consciousness sends ripples into the external world. And the external world responds, because it too is alive. Let's break this down. Your body is a microcosm of the earth. The breath mirrors the tides, the pulse echoes the moon. Your bones reflect sacred geometry. Even your DNA spirals like galaxies. Your thoughts shape your vibration. That vibration aligns you with experiences in the outer world that match its frequency. Your soul journey reflects the cycles of the cosmos: birth, death, rebirth. Just as stars collapse and are reborn, so too do we physically and spiritually. This is why ancient astrologers believed your birth chart wasn't simply a prediction but a blueprint of your soul's contract. Not because the planets cause your destiny, but because they reflect it. Just like a clock reflects the time, the stars reflect your inner unfolding. But here's where it gets even deeper. When you begin to consciously align your inner world with higher principles, the external world begins to reorganize around you. Not through magic tricks, but through resonance. Like a tuning fork, your vibration either harmonizes with the universal pattern or distorts it. This is why ancient initiates practiced purification of thought, ritual, and sacred intention to bring their lower self into harmony with the higher, to become a mirror of the divine. The alchemists of old didn't just seek to turn lead into gold. They sought to transmute the lead of the ego into the gold of the soul to align the below with the above. When your mind is chaotic, you experience a chaotic world. When your inner world is sacred, the outer world becomes sacred. You felt this before, in those moments of deep clarity, where everything seems connected, when synchronicities appear, when time feels fluid, when you think of someone and they call, when the universe feels like it's whispering directly to you. That is the as above law in motion. But we often dismiss it because modern society has taught us to see separation, not unity. Yet deep down, you know the truth. You feel it in your bones, in your dreams, in the spaces between your thoughts, that you are not here to be a passive observer. You are a co-creator, a divine mirror, casting light between realms. And the moment you remember that, everything begins to change. Now that we've explored the foundation of as above, so below, let's peel back another layer. Because this principle isn't just about mirroring, it's about creation. It implies that the outer world isn't just reflecting your inner state, it's shaped by it. In mystical traditions, this is often described as the principle of projection. The idea that the universe responds not merely to what you want, but to what you are: your essence, your vibration, your alignment. Your beliefs, whether conscious or unconscious, act as blueprints. Your emotions are the frequency. Your focus is the lens. And reality rearranges itself, accordingly like sand aligning to sound in a cymatic pattern. But here's where the paradox begins. We say, as above, so below. But what happens when the below is confused? When the mind is fragmented, the body disconnected, and the soul forgotten? Does that mean the above mirrors that confusion? No. It means that our perception becomes clouded. We don't stop being connected, we simply stop seeing clearly. The divine pattern never disappears. The above continues to radiate order, harmony, and intelligence. But we lose our alignment with it. Think of it like the sun and a stained glass window. The light always shines, but if the glass is fogged, cracked, or covered, the light appears distorted, even dark. But the sun hasn't changed, we have. That's why spiritual practice has always centered around clarity, not control. Stillness, purification, attunement. Not to command the cosmos, but to realign with it. This is where many misunderstand the axiom. They treat it like a manifestation trick, a way to get what they want by thinking positive. But the truth is more sacred than that. You don't use the law to bend the world. You become one with it. Because, as above, so below, also implies its reverse. As within, so without. As the soul, so the cosmos. Your inner world and the divine world are not two. They are one reality, viewed from different sides. Let's take this further. In Kabbalistic mysticism, the tree of life maps out both the divine realms and the anatomy of the human being. Each Sephirite spheres both a cosmic force and a psychological archetype. You are the tree, and the tree is the universe. In Gnostic texts, the body is called a micro-temple, a vessel housing divine intelligence. To neglect it is to ignore the sacred. To honor it is to awaken the divine above within. Even the alchemical marriage solve et coagula symbolizes the union of opposites. Heaven and earth, spirit and matter, masculine and feminine. The reconciliation of the above and the below. This is the true meaning of the phrase, not just reflection, but integration. And that is the secret so many have forgotten. That you were never meant to escape this world in order to become spiritual. You were meant to bridge it, to awaken within it, to become the living embodiment of heaven on earth. That is what the mystery schools trained their initiates for, not to float above reality, but to transform it through alignment. And the more aligned you become, the more clearly the divine pattern reveals itself. Not just in symbols and signs, but in your relationships, your creations, your daily choices. The miracle of the one thing is you. Understanding, as above, so below, is one thing. Living it is another. So how do you apply this cosmic truth in your everyday reality? How do you take a mystical axiom etched into ancient stone and turn it into a living practice that reshapes your mind, your energy, and your life? It starts with awareness. The first step is to realize that every thought, feeling, and intention is part of the creative matrix. You are not a passive observer, you are a transmitter, a beacon, a tuning fork. Your inner vibration is not hidden. It is broadcasting into the energetic field around you at all times. So ask yourself, what am I consistently thinking? What am I habitually feeling? What am I unconsciously projecting? Because that is the below from which your outer world, the above, is being shaped. Practice 1. The mirror meditation. Sit in silence for 5 minutes each morning. Imagine your external life as a perfectly polished mirror, reflecting your inner state back to you. Whatever triggers you, repeats for you, or frustrates, you see it not as punishment, but as a message, a teacher, a reflection. Ask, what is this showing me about myself? Not from blame, but from curiosity. This is how you begin to reclaim authorship of your reality. Practice 2. Sacred alignment journaling. At the end of the day, write down one thing you experienced below and trace how it mirrored something above. Example: you felt anxious. You noticed disarray in your environment. You were in gratitude. You attracted ease, flow, or kindness. Soon, patterns emerge. You begin to see how inner and outer are not separate, they are sacredly synchronized. Practice 3. Act in harmony. In Hermeticism, alignment isn't just mental, it's behavioral. Living the as-above truth means acting in accordance with universal laws: compassion, balance, discipline, creativity, integrity. You must become a channel, not just a student of divine order. So before making any big decision, ask, is this aligned with truth? Is this aligned with higher purpose? Is this reflective of the world I wish to live in? Practice 4. Invoke the bridge. Here's a powerful affirmation, spoken aloud or in silence. I am the bridge between the seen and unseen. As above, so below. As within, so without. I align with divine harmony now. Speak it with feeling. Let it vibrate in your cells. Because the more you act as the bridge, the more that bridge becomes real. Practice 5. Honor the body as a temple. Remember, your body is a sacred microcosm of the universe. When you care for it, listen to it, and respect its rhythms, you attune to the divine architecture. Breathwork, fasting, stillness, movement, clean water. These are not health fads. They are rituals of cosmic remembrance. You are not just reflecting the universe, you are carrying it within you. So the more you purify the vessel, the clearer the reflection becomes. When you embody the as-above law, life stops feeling random. You stop waiting for signs, because you become the sign. You began this journey with a phrase, a simple string of words whispered through time. As above, so below. But now you know it was never just a phrase. It was a key, a sacred formula, a reminder of what you've always known, deep in your bones, that there is no separation, not between you and the stars, not between spirit and matter, not between the world within you and the world around you. Everything is connected through pattern, through energy, through divine law. And once you awaken to that truth, you can no longer walk blindly. Every moment becomes a message, every feeling a signal, every challenge a mirror, every breath a ritual of remembrance. This is the path of the initiate, not to escape the world, but to see through it, to become the meeting point between heaven and earth, to embody the truth that the temple was never out there. It was you. You are the vessel. You are the axis. You are the reflection of the cosmos made flesh. And the world needs more of this knowing. Because in times of chaos, darkness, and distraction, it is those who live in alignment that become the anchors of light. So take this teaching and hold it close. Let it ripple into your choices, your rituals, your creations. Let your life become the living manuscript of the divine pattern. Because when you do, you don't just understand the universe, you become one with it. If this teaching spoke to something ancient inside you, if you felt a remembering stir as you listened, then share it. Comment below with your reflections. And subscribe if you haven't, because this is just the beginning. More hidden truths await. Until next time, walk wisely, reflect deeply, and remember, the stars are not above you, they are within.